Thank you.
Right here, please. Right here, please. Thank you.
My parents were big movie fans and would take me to movies all the time. And I remember I would skip school a lot as a kid, and they would tell me if I didn't skip school for like 2 weeks, they would take me to whatever movie I wanted. So every 2 weeks, if I was good, I'd go see a movie. My mom really liked action movies. I remember seeing True Lies in the theater when I was young. I remember seeing the original Batman in theaters when I was young. Terminator 2, I remember seeing. I think those kinds of movies were the ones that like really left an impression on me and made me want to make movies. Yeah. Off the heels of the pandemic, and this was the first comedy I had seen in a full theater in years, and it just like blew the roof.
Grease was the first one that I went to see 7 times in theater, which is not something we did often or ever, but I just fell in love with like Star Wars. I remember those letters on the slant just being like, I remember thinking, this is it, we're in space. And like it just, those moments where like your mind expands and like you think how big the world is, and you know, especially I grew up on a little farm in Illinois. That was my way into the rest of the world. So those moments loom large for me.
And right here, please.
Let me adjust. I just remember I was, my first movie experiences I think were going to see Disney movies, Disney animation movies. I remember Hunchback of Notre Dame very vividly. I remember Mulan very vividly. Well, in the spirit of like raunchy comedy, I remember my dad brought me to There's Something About Mary when I was way too young to be watching that movie. And I remember like when something sexual was happening and I was just squeezing my legs so hard like I had to pee, you know? I was like, what's happening to my body? I was like, what am I feeling? If you know, you know. So that's what I have to say about that.
Eyes right here. Right here, please.
Ten Things I Hate About You. I just remember my aunt taking me and my cousins to see it, and I was such a giddy romantic. So I just loved when he was like singing to her. Shout out to Heath Ledger, rest in peace. And yeah, that was like one that I could distinctly remember as a kid.
Yeah, I don't remember like the first time or anything like that I went to the theater, but I just remember there were movies that I was specifically super excited to go to the theater to see, like Lord of the Rings or the Harry Potter films like that. That was an event. You know, my aunt would take us, or I used to go with my friend from elementary school, my boy Matthew and his family. We'd specifically go see all the Lord of the Rings movies when they would come out. We like calling each other like, yo, what day we going to see the film? All right, great. You know, like, so, you know, this is one of those movies, man. You know, Transformers was another one of those films. You know, you go see with your friends and family. So.